10 days ago, we got off the trail in the middle of a snowstorm, and we were expecting to be picked up by my parents, but instead there was this sheriff and 2 CPS agents that were waiting for us. And in a way, this is like kind of our worst nightmare fear, is government intervention with taking away your children and losing control. But the incident went fairly well, I think, but we haven't had a whole lot of time to reflect on it. And I didn't really know how to share it with you guys in a way. We tossed it at like the end of the vlog episode, but I don't feel like we really did it much justice for how big of a deal it was for our family. And then, like 2 days later, my daughter Eden came to me and she said, "Dad, I really would like to talk about what the whole CPS experience was like on camera." So then we asked some of our other kids, "Hey, would you like to talk about this?" And 3 of them said they would. So we are going to just flip the camera around and have them share what their experience was like with this, and then maybe we'll share a little bit more details ourselves. I don't really know where this is gonna go, except for we're just gonna like share what our experience dealing with CPS was like.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, here, you can use this chair. Someone want to start off by sharing just like what kind of happened from your perspective? And you got to just make sure and talk kind of loud, because this microphone isn't the greatest microphone.
Do you want me to start? So we packed up everything in the bathroom, walked up to start waiting for my grandma and grandpa because we heard that the roads had opened. We were standing around just waiting, and then this car pulled up and these 3 ladies got out, and one of the ladies was like, "Mr. or Mrs. Crawford, we need to talk to you, blah blah blah." We heard a report about something, and I don't know, like from that word, like report or whatever, like I would just like kind of like felt really, really scared. Like, yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
I was like, oh no, what is this?
Yeah, I was just like, crap. Like, I don't, like, basically my mind went to the worst case scenario of like, yeah, we might get taken away, like, just, I don't know. Yeah, it was just really scary. And they were really nice. They started asking me my mom and dad questions, and then one of the ladies came over to us. I don't know why I wasn't prepared for that. But yeah, I just wasn't. But she came over and just started asking like Filia questions. Filia was like just standing in her rain jacket, really cold, and like, I don't know. And then she just started asking her questions, and she started asking like all of us, and like it was weird because like you want to be honest, but you don't also like it might not be worth being honest if saying like, oh yeah, I was cold for one night or whatever. I didn't sleep very well because I was cold, because that could mean like you getting taken away or just something like that. So just, yeah, I don't know.
I wasn't really scared. I was a little bit worried, but I was mostly like annoyed, kind of. Yeah, I was really frustrated. I don't know. Like, it felt like they're just like, I don't know, like what Dove said, like, I wanted to be honest, but it felt like they weren't okay with, like, I don't know, people experiencing pain, or like they just, I don't know.
And I was kind of angry, just like how, like whoever reported us, like how they would think that us getting like any way like that, it would be better than like, I don't know. Just like, how would that be better than what we were doing? Like getting taken away.
I kind of feel like, in a way, if anyone should be telling our parents that they're doing something wrong, it would be us. And there's 6 of us, so, I mean, they always ask us how we're feeling, and we're not, like, afraid to tell them.
Yeah.
It's
kind of, the opposite. I mean, we like there's 6 of us, and we're all we're very opinionated, and we're very, like, all of us are pretty outspoken about, like, all of our preferences, which are pretty much all different, and
I feel like people get cold or experience pain, but just because they don't have a camera to show it and to show other people, that, like, I don't know, it just doesn't really make any sense. It's ridiculous. I don't usually read the comments, but there's been some times that I've wanted to, like, read all of them and then respond to all of them and punch some people in the face, sign my name and stuff.
What would you say?
Well, I just feel like, I don't know, there's a lot of people who, it sounds like they have a lot of time on their hands or something, and, like, every word is spelled right and probably makes sense to some people, but I don't really care when I'm on the trail. It's kind of like
when I'm, like, walking in the cold, like, I'm not like, oh, I deserve to not be doing, like, it's not like that type of situation. Like, I feel like when on the comments it's like human rights versus, or like you have a right to be, like, comfort, or I don't know. It's just like, that's not how it is on the trail. It's not like you're not thinking about those things, and you don't really need to. Like, those things won't help you survive, like thinking about that and worrying about that.
So I'm going to ask you guys what I think a lot of people are feeling, though, which is like, I hope this wind isn't jacking the audio up. None of you guys really wanted to do the trail, though, right?
No, not really. But I also, I just felt like when those people pulled up and whoever called them, like, I just felt like it was none of their business, kind of, like, so.
I mean, we didn't want to, like, it was, like, we didn't want, none of us really wanted to do the trail, but, like,
I feel kind of like people are making a really big deal out of, like, I don't know if we're gonna finish. I don't really like being on the trail. There's a lot of parts that I don't like. There's some parts that I really like and enjoy, and a lot of stuff I've learned already. But, like, I don't know, when people make a big deal, like, are you gonna finish? Are you gonna, and, like, trying to stop us from finishing, it makes me just, like, makes me want to finish more, but I feel like for the wrong reasons.
So, like, we didn't want to go on the trail, but I think we trust our parents enough, like, more than we trust you guys, no offense. Like, that we kind of could see ahead in a way, like, yeah, it's gonna suck and we don't want to do this, but we're also gonna learn a lot, and, like, it's kind of amazing, and we'll never forget it, and it'll be a great bonding experience and all that stuff. I think like we're all smart enough to like trust our parents, and that's kind of all we need. And if we like stop trusting them, like if something happens, then it's like
I'm sorry that you guys watch it, that like if you really care that much, but you guys aren't really experiencing the pain, so I feel like you guys shouldn't really get involved.
I would just, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, anything else you want to say?
There's also a lot of people who are like really encouraging and like really really encouraging comments that I also read, and I'm really thankful for those. I think about them as I'm walking. But yeah.
Memory, anything else you want to say?
Not really.
Eden, anything else you want to say? Eden, why were you excited to to film about this?
Just because I felt kind of like, I don't, like I said, I don't usually read the comments. I don't really like I don't usually like to be filmed as much, but like this I really wanted to talk about because like, I don't know, I just feel like it's important that the people who are watching this know that it's like, I don't know, I think they've kind of seen it one way, the way that you guys show it, like, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Like just because like we're not on the camera doesn't mean like it's not because we don't want to be, or it's just like, yeah, you guys see like the way my mom and dad show it, and like we kind of just don't want to be filmed that much, but that doesn't mean like we hate it like all the time or whatever.
Yeah, also the people like who are really negative or who write those sort of comments that aren't really nice, like I feel like you can watch our vlogs, but you don't really get to see the behind the scenes stuff, so I feel like they think that they know everything basically, but they don't really.
And like no one that we've met like on the trail or off the trail has ever been like negative to our face. It's just been like online. So I don't know, that like whatever you see or think you see or hear on the vlog is definitely just one part and one side of it.
In fact, it seems like most of the people that we've come across have been extremely positive.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks guys. It's fun hearing you guys' thoughts. It's kind of weird because in a lot of ways, having the camera on, your mom and I, this is the most we've actually had time to sit and process this with you guys. What?
I have shortbread in the oven.
Oh, get that out. Okay.
Don't ruin it. All right, thanks, guys.
Yep. Man, that was really interesting to hear. The kids process that. I'm like really proud of them. This whole CPS thing, like I think on some level it makes me like lose faith in humanity. And I'm like, if we can't even like raise our kids the way we believe is best, and we've seen like long-term benefit come from it, what can we even do? But I feel like we just have to like keep on ticking and like, I don't know, like kind of like not let that one experience taint the whole thing. Yeah. I thought I would share with you guys this paperwork that we received, and I'm not gonna like show it because I want to keep it like, I don't want to cross any boundaries, and I don't know what's confidential or not, but it says North Carolina Safety Assessment. There's a case name, a county name, a social worker's name. It's 8 pages, and I think the thing that set this all off was a combination of us being on the trail in the snow, and then we made a video about how I flicked Rainier in this moment of frustration, and I think I used the word blood with his mouth, which was, I don't want to say it was exaggerated because there was like no blood, like he wasn't bleeding, but I think I hit his lip and it hit his tooth, and I saw it was like red, so I said blood. And the reason why I shared this on video was because it was actually what I considered a parenting mistake. And, you know, in doing these types of adventures, we feel like transparency is really important. Like, we don't want to be a hero or turn into like this mythical dad that's just like all this strength and drive, you know? It's like, it's hard. Like, there's this balance of pushing but not too hard, and knowing how to deal with my own emotions, and I feel like that was a prime example of making a mistake. And on video I apologized to Rainier and talked about this, and I think that's what kind of tipped this off. So this was about the child age 0 through 5, it says, and then there's just all these questions. And
can I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
And I think what pisses me off the most about why we got so much flack for that video was just that people were acting like they never make parenting mistakes like that. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you human? Like, do you live on this earth? Do you have 2-year-olds and you've never like lost your temper with them? And you know what? If you want to say to my face, you know, I've never lost my temper, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's fine, but I won't believe you. And
I feel like you must be in some sort of denial that your kids actually will hate you for eventually.
And I feel like, you know, there was people who totally got that video, and they got the message from it, which was, Ben's not perfect. I'm not perfect. No human being is perfect. So quit trying to act like it. And
you don't have to be perfect to have awesome times as parents or families. Mm-hmm. That's another key theme of our life, is like, you don't even have to act like it. Like, we never, I don't think it's our parenting that has got us to this point. I feel like our family is a gift to us. It's an incredible blessing. Mm-hmm. And we want to share that with other people, because I think everyone can have access to this type of blessing. Maybe it's not going to look the same on the Appalachian Trail, but it doesn't need to. And you can be a fuck up, and you can screw up on parenting and lose your temper and still have it. It's actually like, okay. Yep. That's kind of the point.
And we went through some like really hard times, and we got through hard times that gave us really good times. Because some people were like, why are you even putting yourself in those positions so that you could lose your temper? And to us, it's just worth it. Like, that's life. Like, the high highs, the low lows, that's worth it for us.
Okay, so the context, we're sitting here, I think it was 25 degrees at the time, and the wind is blowing like crazy, and the social worker, I forget what she's wearing, but it wasn't like, we were way better dressed than she was for the environment. I felt bad for them. It was 2 social workers and a sheriff. And she's like answering these questions like to our face and circling this. So it says, caretaker caused or allowed serious physical harm to the child or made a plausible threat to cause serious physical harm in the current assessment. And then it says no. Child sexual abuse is suspected to have been committed. And then it says no. There's like a lot of these. Caretaker's explanation or lack of explanation for the injury to the child is questionable or inconsistent with the type of injury and the nature of injury suggests. No. Caretaker, which is us, fails to provide supervision to protect child from potentially serious harm. No. Caretaker does not meet child's immediate needs for food or clothing. No. So everything's just no, no, no. Caretaker does not meet the child's immediate needs for medical or critical mental health care. No. Physical living conditions are hazardous and immediately threatening to the health and or safety of the child. No. This is what's so ironic. That was probably, for our family, the worst night of our life. was the night before in terms of living conditions. I mean, this is the night we slept on the floor of a women's bathroom, which actually the rangers were suggesting, not to us, but they suggested it to other people, and we heard about it. That's why we ended up there, because compared to the outside of the women's restroom, it was probably, I've heard, upwards to 40 to 50 degrees warmer.
Well, it's either pitch a tent in a blizzard or go to the bathroom.
Not just a blizzard. I heard it was like negative
temperatures,
like 0 degree wind chill temperatures.
Yeah.
So like a blizzard, you know, it's just snow and wind, but this is like
it was multiple like factors.
I heard 4 people got evacuated from the mountain and 1 guy got frostbite. So we were actually doing like really good.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny to me that in the midst of all that, we get a CPS report and it's like a glowing report almost. Caretaker's current substance abuse seriously impacts his or her ability? No. Domestic violence exists in the household and poses imminent danger? No. Caretaker persistently describes the child in predominantly negative terms or acts towards the child in negative ways? No. Caretaker's physical ability, emotional stability, and developmental status impairs ability to supervise, protect? No. Family currently refuses access or hides child? No. Current circumstances combined with information that the caretaker has or may have previously maltreated the child in his or her care suggests that the child's safety may be of immediate concern based on the severity of the previous maltreatment? No. Child is fearful of caretaker, other family members, or people living? No. 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 That was it. We signed it. They signed it.
They were really nice, by the way. Like, I felt threatened by the situation, but as far as who they were, they did everything really positively.
I think I had this feeling like, oh, you're coming, if you're investigating me, you're looking for a reason to take away my kids. I didn't get the feeling here. This is just a feeling. There's nothing these ladies did that indicated this, but I got a feeling that they were like kind of mildly annoyed that they even had to be there. That was kind of a formality on their part, that they had to like follow up on a report. Like I said, I have nothing to back that up. They didn't express any of that.
My guess is they see some crazy shit and this wasn't up there.
So anyways, it felt like a pretty wild experience to go through, and we talked with our kids afterwards, and it was so weird because I'm waiting for my parents to pick us up after being in this bathroom and walking through this blizzard. Then these CPS people are coming out of nowhere, and I'm just kind of like, can you guys ask these questions quickly so that when my parents show up, the celebration's not ruined when we go up the mountain?
Actually, it was good timing in the sense that it took like 20 minutes to answer all these questions. All that was done, and then a minute later, your parents show up.
But then my parents show up, and then they're like, do you have any witnesses? And I went like blank, because I'm like, what kind of witnesses? And they're like, well, like neighbors or friends or family. And I'm like, everyone's gonna be biased that knows us. So my parents show up, and I'm like, hey, can you talk to these CPS agents? And I don't know what they were thinking about. So then we go straight like off the mountain to electricity and our first hot meal in a while. And like my kids I'm like, we don't even have time to talk about like, hey, what was it like being interviewed and feeling like you could be taken away from us? So, I think the last practical thing I wanted to share with you guys was, since then, we've started gathering the names of 10 to 15 individuals that have seen us on the trail repeatedly and spent time with our kids, like in real time, not just watching our vlogs, that we can use as witnesses, so that if and when this happens again, we're just like, okay, great, someone saw an internet video or saw a baby cry for 1 minute. Here's 10 or 15 names of people that are from different states, different professions, different ages, different family statuses, that have all seen our family in action. And it could be that people are like, talking shit behind our back, but the vibe that we get, almost everything we hear out there is people are like, this is amazing. I wish my parents did this with me. And these are people that are in the snow with us. They know it's like hard.
Or they're just not interested, which is actually better than well, these other assholes are just like trying to like ruin our life.
Because they're like, oh, I would never choose the snow, so you should never choose the snow for your kid.
Or they're just like, I'm a hiker, you're a hiker, you got your kids, cool. Yeah, well, hike on.
So, I don't know. We got a new little buddy here. Hey there. I don't really know how to end this. You know, I would definitely be open in the comments to suggestions in dealing with CPS. If this is something you've done, you know, if you even have suggestions for us. I mean, we're not open to the suggestions where it's like, well, stop filming or don't go on the Appalachian Trail. It's like too late. Yeah, I'm glad we got through it. It wasn't scary as I thought. I hope you guys never have to go through it. It's scary, and yeah, we did see like some of the places on the internet forums where we know people were posting CPS's number and called the Park Service, and they said things like, well, I did it so like I could sleep at night or I could have peace of mind. And I would say, like, I really hope you slept well that night, because it kind of created a shitty situation for our family. And it seems like if you're 5 states away, it's not your trail, it's not your family. Like, our family's not your responsibility. Like, I'll take responsibility for it. You're licking my leg. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like when we've asked for people's names and phone numbers as witnesses, and one guy, I was like, yeah, it's for CPS. He's like, what's CPS? I'm like, oh, that's the government agency that'll take away your kids if they call it abuse. He's like, oh, people have too much time on their hands. Like, numerous people said that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna end this vlog. Thanks. See you next time.